Okay, welcome all to the July Planning Environment Department Committee meeting. All councillors, executive staff, and also those listening online. We'll get straight into it. I declare the meeting open. I'd like to acknowledge the Camilla people as traditional custodians of the land on which we gather, and pay my respects to all those both past and present. First item on the agenda is those present. You'll be able to see on the screen that councillors that we have Councillor Hook and Councillor Swain have requested a leave of absence. We also have the Director of Corporate Community Services, Mr. Foreman, and the Director of Infrastructure Services, Mr. Bartlett, not in attendance for our meeting. So I now call for elected member to move that we accept the requested leave of absence. Thanks to Councillor Moses, seconded by Councillor Fuller. That motion, all in favour? Against? Declare that motion carried. I'll now call for any declarations of interest in relation to any items on our planning meeting this evening. There are 3 items. I'll now call for the elected member or executive team that may have a declaration to declare now. No declarations. We'll move forward now to item 3, which is the beginning of the 3 items. So item 3.1 is development application 2021/049, construction of detached outbuilding on 220 Mondabar Road. I'll hand to Mr. Johns to detail the recommendation before us.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Through you, councillors, every report before you tonight involves a departure from the development standard in relation to a shed, in each case. This particular one's on the Mondabar Road. It seeks a variation to the proposed height requirement for a shed. What is proposed by the proponent is a 5.075 metre height, whereas the standard allows for 5. And also with this one, they are seeking a variation to the maximum area of the shed. The plan proposes 135 square metre shed, whereas the standard's 100 square metres. Given the circumstances of the case, in particular the locality of this property, and given the fact that we haven't had any objections from neighbours that we notified, we don't raise any objections to the variation of the standard and commend the report to be, or the development to be approved.
Thank you, Mr. Johns. I call for an elected member to move the motion.
I move adopt the recommendation.
Thank you, Councillor Hazel, and I'll call for a second. Thank you, Councillor Fuller. Councillor Hazel, do you wish to speak to the motion?
No.
An elected member who'd like to speak against the motion, I ask a question. Councillor Fuller, is a second to the motion? Will that be the case then, councillors, by show of hand? I'll now put the motion. All in favour? Call that unanimously supported. Thank you. We'll move along to our next item, 3.2, development application 201/044, demolition and construction of detached outbuilding on 9 Ross Road. And I'll hand back to our Director, Mr. Johns, to detail that information.
Thanks again, Mr. Mayor, through you. Again, as I indicated earlier, another outbuilding shed on this time 9 Ross Road. Given the irregular shape of this lot and irregular size of this lot in relation to the zoning, it's not possible for the proponent to attain a 10 metre rear and side setback. Again, we've notified the joining owners of their non-departure and received no submissions, so recommend that they be approved.
Thank you, Mr. Johns. And Councillor Campbell has moved that recommendation to become a motion, and seconded by Councillor Moses. Councillor Campbell, as a member, do you wish to speak on the motion?
No, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Got an elected member who'd like to speak against it, ask a question. Councillor Moses, as the secretary, do you wish to speak?
No, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
That be the case then, councillors, by show of hand again, I'll put the motion all in favour. Unanimously supported once again. Thank you. Moving on to our last item on our agenda for the July planning meeting, and that is development application 2021/045, construction of detached outbuilding on 12 Ashford Street. Thank you, Mr. Johnson.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Again, another outbuilding, this time on Ashford Street, as the Mayor indicated. This one seeks a variation to a few standards, one being the overall cumulative area of outbuildings on the property, and it exceeds that by just 3%, so quite a small variance. It does seek a increased wall height and also overall height, and again, we've notified the joining owners, no objections from anybody. We recommend they be approved with the departures.
Thank you, Mr. Johns. Now, for elected member.
I'll move that the recommendation be adopted.
Thank you, Councillor Haslett, seconded by Councillor Ford. Councillor Haslett, do you wish to speak to the motion?
Very tempting, Mr. Chairman, that no.
Elected member would like to speak against the motion or ask a question. Councillor Fuller, as a second the motion, you wish to
No,
speak?
thank
Just before I put the motion, I'd like to commend the director and his department on some common sense put before us in this planning meeting with council. All very small variations and somewhat surprising they need to come to us, but Councillor Cameron, could you suspect?
Just one quick question, please, it's me. Page, no, there's not page I'm wrong, but, yeah, 34 or 37, maximum height required 4.2, provided 4.383. You've got a tick for compliance, should that be crossed?
Previously, that's correct. I will show them now over across on mine. Yes, apologies, that was a typographical error. I didn't speak to it.
Yeah, I said, really, in
There is a typo on that.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Campbell, for bringing that to our attention. But again, I believe they're all common sense approach from our planning department. I'm certainly very supportive of the approach. Councillor, now I'll ask by show of hands, those in support. In favour, that's unanimously supported once again. That being our last item on our planning committee meeting for the month of July, thank you all for your attendance, your contribution, and declare the meeting closed at 6 minutes past 4.